Nation Talk here. Gabrielle, Stephen, Sean with Victor Rojas. A couple questions. Gabrielle?
Alright, so after the 2012 season, making the playoffs and all the struggles that the Angels went through, what was one of the major things that they needed to accomplish in the offseason?
I think the biggest thing, obviously, was addressing the bullpen. You have 22, 23 blown saves, and you win 89 games. That obviously became a focus for the Angels, and they did that. I mean, they were taking a flyer on Ryan Madsen. They added some depth with Sean Burnett, and then you hope the emergence of Kevin Jepsen and some of the other guys are capable of doing what they need to do to help this ball club win games and retain leads, which was a big issue for the Angels last year.
And what do you think that the addition of Hamilton has maybe added onto the team?
Well, I think that's icing on the cake. I mean, when you take an offense like the Angels put on the field last year, and then you add Josh Hamilton. Granted, there's a net result there because you're removing Torrey Hunter, but you've got a Josh Hamilton versus Torrey Hunter, and the aggregate is so much more of what you're going to get with Josh Hamilton in the lineup, and I think it helps balance the lineup as well. Josh being a left-handed batter, and it seemed at times we were too right-handed heavy last year, and with the emergence of Hamilton in that fourth spot behind Albert, I think it just provides depth, protection for Albert, and it settles the lineup. But it's more than just those guys in the middle part of the order. You need Mike to do basically what he's done, close to it, at the top of the order. Then you need that bottom third of the order to kind of get the job done, to turn the lineup around. And that's when you're talking about whether it's Howie Kendrick or Chris Iannetta or Eric Ibar, Peter Borges. Those guys need to do the job in the bottom part of the order to turn the lineup around to get the big boys up again.
Is there somebody from the bottom part of the order that you think needs to really step it up this year in order to make an impact with the team?
I think it's Peter Borges. Right now, I mean, we were talking about March 16th. I think it has to be Peter Borges. If he is going to be the everyday center fielder, he's more than likely going to be batting that 8th, 9th spot in the order. With his speed and his ability, you need that on-base percentage out at the bottom of the order. And I think if he can get back to what he was 2 years ago, he hit 272. He's double digits in doubles, triples, home runs, stolen bases. He's capable of putting up good enough, and he played Gold Glove caliber defense, which people tend to forget. But if he could do that, replicate those numbers like he did in 2011, I think this lineup's going to be a lot of fun to watch.
Adding on to Peter Borges, what does he need to do to stay as an everyday player?
For Peter, it's really just focusing in the strike zone. I think sometimes, more times than not, he gets himself out. He expands his strike zone. And I think, unfortunately for him, he doesn't let his speed kind of do the talking for him. You can't teach speed, and he's blessed with so much of it. I think he'll take advantage of his ability to bunt. He's a very good bunter. And I'm talking about bunt for base hit, not so much the sacrifice bunt, but to take advantage. And if infield, even showing the bunt and your willingness to do that, opens up the infield a little bit, brings guys in. All of a sudden, you open up some holes for yourself. And I think if he can control the strike zone a little bit more, get the count in his favor, as opposed to being behind in the count, it could turn his game around a little bit.
You are known for Light That Baby Up, Oppo Taco. How did you create that? Was it brought on by fans, or was it just something you tried out?
Well, I mean, the Oppo Taco thing started when I was in Texas. Mark DeRosa used it when I was interviewing him on a radio interview. And I kind of liked it. I used it sporadically. And then I went to MLB Network, and doing highlights all the time, I decided to bust it out. So that one and 3-run Jimmy Jack. Eric Nadell, my radio partner in Texas, used it. I haven't used either one of those two the last couple of years, last year and a half or so. I was just kind of getting away from it. You know, sometimes you don't want to. I think if you use too much of it, it just gets worn out. And we were hitting a lot of home runs at the time. I mean, people get upset that you use 3-run Jimmy Jack too much. I was like, that's your team hitting a 3-run home run. That's a good thing. But I've kind of gotten away from it. Light That Baby Up. I wanted to kind of keep in the tradition of lighting the halo and saying something that was emphatic and kind of in your face and flip the switch type deal. Just kind of what I came up with. I said it on opening day, my first year in 2010, and I've kept it ever since.
Albert Pujols coming off knee surgery. How has he looked, and what are we going to expect for the opening day?
I think he's going to be fine. I mean, he's swinging the bat fine. He hasn't played the field yet. He's been serving as the DH. I think he's going to be fine. I think it's more precautionary thing. You got a guy that much experience. You don't have to. It's not like he has to learn first base. He doesn't have to learn the movement. It's just a matter of making sure he's healthy. And swinging the bat's the number one. You've got Mark Trumbo to fall back on as a first baseman. replacement if you need to. And Mark needs to be in the lineup as well. So I think he'll be more than fine by opening day, barring any knock on wood, that there's no setbacks, that he's okay on opening day.
Okay, so you came from a very baseball-oriented family.
Yep.
When did you know that you would pursue baseball as a career and as a broadcaster?
Baseball as a career, I pursued it early on. I kind of knew that that's what I wanted to do. I guess it probably sunk in high school, but that's what I wanted to do. So I kind of knew early. And, all my brothers played. I had 3 brothers, so 4 boys. We played baseball all the time. And 3 of us got a chance to play minor league ball, and 2 of us are still in the game. I'm doing this, and my brother is the bullpen coach for the Tigers. So it was fun watching him in the World Series and getting a chance to experience all that, and not give me any of the money that he earned for his World Series share last year. It was always a treat this offseason. But on the broadcasting thing, I fell into broadcasting. I didn't go to school to be a broadcaster. Not a midlife crisis, but it's just one of those things about 2000 thereabouts. I kind of wanted to change things up. I'd worked in baseball and hockey and minor league baseball as well in their front office, and I wanted to kind of do something different. So on a whim, I decided to try broadcasting, and the long story short of it is I figured I can go back as a player at the independent league level and get my reps with a radio station, just kind of learning the interview things and maybe get some innings doing color if I wasn't playing, and then it would evolve from there. I quickly learned that nobody wanted me as a player at 31, 32 years of age anymore, but I had an extensive resume in the front office. So Rick Cerrone, the former catcher of the Yankees, owned the Newark Bears, and he says, I don't need you as a player, but I could use you in my front office. You could put the team together, independent ball, and you could do color. And that's kind of how it started. A month later, the play-by-play guy got fired. A month after that, so I became the play-by-play guy by default. Never done it before. And then a month after that, the GM got fired, so I became the general manager too. So I was the general manager / play-by-play guy and player procurement guy. So I learned on the fly. I didn't have a choice. And I listen to that stuff now, man. It is horrible. I mean, it is like how I ever got a job doing radio and TV is beyond me. Seriously.
Okay, well, we have some questions from our Twitter followers. Anaheim Militia at Red Army Angels. They have 2 questions for you. Said, are there any Angel players who prank on you guys, broadcasters? Ever
No, they don't. No pranks per se, but since especially with Gooby and myself, they'll rag us, on occasion, and we'll rag them right back. So starting pitchers are fun because the next day's starting pitcher at home, for the most part, is in the clubhouse watching the game and charting. And so there's little innuendos that we throw out there to see if they pick up on it. Weaver's pretty good. He picks up on a lot of the stuff. But not any pranks as of yet. I would imagine eventually at some point there'll be something.
We also want to know, how do you prepare for a post-game show? Like, what goes through your mind?
For a post-game show? Post-game show for me is easy because it's reactionary. It's what you just finished seeing and you're just kind of reacting to it. Pre-game show, it's a little more pre-production to it. There's tape things that you got to do. We from our standpoint, we don't do a whole lot. We just, they come to the booth for a quick hit, and we kind of know what the point is going to be that we're going to be talking about. So I haven't really, other than this, I haven't done any pre or post games for the Angels. And the last studio stuff I did was at MLB Network a few years ago. But it's all reactionary in the post game. Pre is a little different because you've got all the things you've got to get in.
And we have one final question from Chris Esparza on Twitter.
All right.
Who do you think has the potential to be a standout rookie for the Angels this year?
Standout rookie? I don't know if there's going to be room, to be honest with you, but I guess, unless there's a pitcher that stands out that comes out of nowhere, and I don't even know who that would be right now. I guess Nick Morandi, I think, qualifies still as a rookie. He had a limited amount of experience. He could be a bullpen piece, so I think he could be a standout. I think he showed a lot last year. On the offensive side, where are you going to put a rookie? I mean, the only guy that I would think of would be Caleb Coward. Kind of a rush to the big leagues type of situation, an emergency type situation. He's got the potential to be pretty good third baseman at the big league level.
Now, what about Andrew Romine?
Romy's had some time, and I think Romy kind of is what he is. He could be. I just don't know if he qualifies still as a rookie. It's all based on at bats and plate appearances. So you putting me on the spot like this is not good, man. I'm not good on the fly. No, I'm kidding. I guess when Andrew's 27, and if he does qualify as a rookie, I guess if Eric Ibar went down, he became the starting shortstop and hits 300. He's having a standout great year. But when you say rookie, and I look, I guess our standard now is Mike Trout, right? 19, 20 years old in the big leagues. That's our standard for breakout rookie. So that's why I came to Caleb Cowher.
Thank you
if you
very
don't like
much.
Caleb Cowher, just tell me.
I love it. I love Caleb Cowher. All right, thank you very much.
You got it.